a associate who goes by the name Davidson. He has to remain anonymous because of his position. And he's been a contributor there for years. And he called the bottom in 09. In middle of March 09, he's like, I'm all in, leveraging everything. This is the absolute bottom. I think it was 3 days later, the market actually bottomed and turned around. And he's mocked every recession call that we've had over the last 14 years. And there's been a lot. His favorite saying is, these guys have called 20 the last 2 recessions.
That's true.
So, and he's been, I mean, I tell you, there's no macro guy I would listen to other than him. He has been dead on since day one. And I'll admit, even when I've disagreed with him, he's been right. I was wrong. So he's dialed in on the overall direction of the market, the macro environment. He's been right. I mean, we haven't had a recession. You could call last year a recession. What was it? Like 1 month? Yeah, but that was a self-induced recession, right? It wasn't because of the business cycle or anything like that. So, and he's of the same agreement to me that he thinks WTI has another 3 to 5 years of elevated prices. Now, I don't know if it's going to go to 150. I don't do price calls like that, but I do see $100 oil as a realistic scenario, and I do see it staying where it is or higher for an extended period, barring any self-induced, the government does decide to shut things down, or something like that you really can't predict. But I don't see a big recession coming. I don't see a global slowdown coming, which means demand's going to keep rising. Yeah.
How often do you add positions to the portfolio?
Oh, geez. So I made a boatload of purchases last March. So I basically bought everything I own, the pipeline companies, a stock called IIPR, which is a cannabis REIT, the largest cannabis landlord in the US. Our subscribers bought that at $35 a share. I think it's like $240 now. My favorite part of that, we're getting about a 15% dividend on our cash invested right now at the current level of the dividends on it. So I'm getting 15% a year in dividends on that sucker, not to mention the price appreciation.
IIPR,
yeah, that stock collapsed last March when COVID hit.
So did everything,
and I bought a lot more of it. Thank God we did. I mean, we were up basically 300% in that trade a year, just because of the dislocation. So whenever there's a flash clash, or whenever there's a 2 or 3 day that the Dow drops 1,000 or 3,000 points, I'm buying my stuff, especially in this environment right now.
Well, that's a typical,
I think these crashes are going to be more frequent. I really do, because we're all more connected. And whereas a sell-off used to take 4 or 5 days, I see more of these one-day events. Unless there's something fundamentally wrong with the stocks, and I'm buying more every time. So I bought a lot last March. I don't think I bought anything the rest of the year.